All right.
Hopefully
Oh
you're
yeah,
back.
we're on radio, so we have to keep
Yeah, we got to keep talking.
keep
But
forgetting. I'm like, oh, I'm just looking at Harry.
no, I know. Because my OBS crashed when I hit stream the last time. It didn't stream, and I didn't notice. It just crashed.
Oh my gosh.
So we're back, or
All
we're
right.
on now. So
Okay.
you're listening
All
to
right.
Love Babz Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. And yeah, we're waiting on Courtney. We're gonna do word on the street pretty soon. We were just talking about the crime, our young people suffering everything, the environment. I don't know. Is it us, Babs? Is it the adults? Are we part of the problem with these young people committing all this crime? I don't know. Is it that the adults can't talk anymore? Has it become too politically toxic that they don't see the need either to
No.
no?
No.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think it's that. No, it's not that. The disconnect is across the board. It's not so much politics. It's everything. It's adults and not understanding young people, and it's just it's a lot of things. So
Our guest had to go into the restroom, and Paul's like, "Wait, what do you mean you didn't follow him into the restroom?" Yeah, I mean, like in Arizona, that they followed Senator Gillibrand, I think her name is, into the. Is it Gillibrand? Who was the senator from Arizona? Cinema.
oh.
That some protesters followed her into the restroom and were waiting for her right outside the stall.
Yeah, that's the price you pay for public office.
Yeah, Courtney.
But Courtney, he's not in public office, so she's not gonna follow him in the bathroom. So there's that.
Okay, she's in the room.
She's in the room. Okay, so word on the street. Here we go. We used to have music, but because it's so sporadic all over the place, we just
Yeah.
Hey, Courtney. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
How
morning,
are you
Courtney.
guys?
How are you?
Great. I'm at the Whaley Avenue McDonald's. Let me flip it. And I'm here with, want to introduce yourself?
How you doing? My name's Jay.
Jay. And tell us a little bit about your story. So today's your first day here working the McDonald's, right? So before we get into your story, because I want to go right into that, but what is the word on the street?
The word on the street. Welcome to Connecticut.
I love it. And welcome to New Haven, right?
Yeah.
So tell us what you've been doing lately.
So I'm actually a music producer. I'm not really that big yet, but I'm starting out trying to get there. I was originally born in Bridgeport. Moved to Jersey when I was young. I was adopted. Don't really know my family that well. Actually came out here to actually get to know my family. I wasn't with my family for like 24 years. I'm actually 24 now. So, I mean, I guess y'all can guess how that go. This is actually my first job out here. Probably not going to stick with this. It's McDonald's, on flip burgers, St. Crusty Crab. I do a lot of stuff in marketing. I'm also a Forex trader.
Wait, so what have you been, hold on, slow down. So what have you been doing lately? Like you just moved here a month ago, you said, right?
Lately just kind of been focused on my music and looking for work. Now that I found work, now I could actually get more in tune with my music as well as a producer. So
tell me, where are you living now in New Haven?
So I'm in a shelter called Youth Continuum.
Okay, where is that in New Haven?
I know Youth Continuum.
Okay.
I know Youth Continuum. That's a good program.
Yeah, I wish they had it in Jersey because I would have did it out in Jersey, but
Did they help you out?
Yeah, they helped out a lot actually.
Tell me how, because I'm not familiar.
So when I first came out here, I was actually staying with my sister. Me and my sister got into a little scruffle, so I ended up leaving from her, and I was homeless for about a week. So somebody told me about a women's center in downtown New Haven. I went there for a little bit. They told me about Youth Continuum, and that's how I got into Youth Continuum.
And they helped you find a place and all that and a job?
Yep.
That's
so
awesome.
Right now, I'm looking at an apartment right now for myself. After I get my apartment, they actually pay for my apartment. So
okay.
I'm going to use these paychecks to get my car, and I'm straight. You know, I'm self-motivated. I'm actually I'm more of a leader than a follower.
You do sound very focused.
Yeah.
So when you were kind of feeling like, I'm sure it was hard, the struggle, right? I mean, what was kind of going through your head, and now seeing how far you've come?
Honestly, like getting by was it. Like, you know, I had a lot of people that had told me like they got my back and they're gonna be there for me, and when they push come to shove, they weren't there. So like it's been me my entire life. So honestly, my main thought process on that is like keep moving forward. No matter how things get, no matter how bad it get, you know, you got to keep moving forward because it's life. You know, just like when you lose somebody, like death wise, like if you lose somebody, that's life. That it happens. You can't change it. You can't change anything. You can't change things you can't change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
tell me about. Yes, because I've adopted 4 children, and some of them have recently. Well, 3 of them have found their birth families, and you know it didn't go the fairy tale way they thought it would go, and it was kind of challenging. But
yeah,
and I think that is unique to kids who are adopted. They just think if only these people would see me, they would know that I'm great and why and all that kind of stuff. So, so you're here. Are you in touch with your adopted family, with your family who raised you? Or
my adopted family recently passed. I was adopted when I was 5.
Okay.
And I was also not 5. I'm sorry. When I was born, I was put back in the system at 5 years old because my adopted mother had cancer. She died when I was 17, 3 months before I turned 17. And then my adopted dad actually recently passed like 4 months ago. So when I first found out my birth mother and stuff, my birth father dead. When I first found out about my birth mother, I was expecting like, oh, maybe she's this top big person or something, and it's kind of let down. But I mean, at the same time, I was kind of really, really happy to find her. And though we bump heads, sometimes, she's still my mother at the end of the day. She came from her room.
Exactly.
So,
you should be so proud of how far you've come to. I mean,
I still got a long way to go. I'm not.
No, but seriously.
Everybody tell me the same thing. Oh, you should be proud. I'm proud. I'd rather be where I told myself I'd be 3 years ago. Because 3 years ago I should have been in a lot better place. I got hit by a Jeep Cherokee back in 2018.
Oh my God.
I ended up getting money for it, stuff like that. But my mentality as a man was a child.
Yeah.
So I used that bread on a lot of dumb stuff. And that's what put me in my situation now. Now that I know that, I know I can keep going forward, and where I want to be, where I should have been, is where I'm going now. So.
Oh, you're gonna get there. You can tell. But what do you want to do with your career? Your music career?
I want to break my generational curse, and I want to be financially free. And I'm going to do that through trading, market, stocks, crypto, all that. I'm going to do it through that. This, like I said, is a stepping stone. McDonald's, stepping stone. Any job really for me is a stepping stone, a career, stepping stone. I want to be a defense attorney. That's my main goal for my career wise.
What made you decide that?
Honestly, just picked out of a hat. Things I like.
Okay.
It was a Marine, police officer, and the defense attorney. And I picked the defense attorney. I swear to God, I woke up one day and was like, you know what? What am I going to do with myself? Going in the hat. Okay, defense attorney it is.
I love it. But, I mean, do you want to make a career out of the music?
I do. But like I said, like I'm not as where I want to be. Like I should be a lot further than I was, where I am. But I feel as if I'm not there where I need to be at to become a successful producer. So a lot of my talents, a lot of my mindset is on trading. So I know a lot about trading. So I feel as if I could start there, use that trading to fund my career as a music producer, and keep it going.
I mean, so what do you think of New Haven?
So far, honestly, it's a lot better than Jersey. Jersey people like I could walk down the street and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And somebody be like, "Hey, how you doing?" In Jersey, "Hey, how you doing?" Hi, hi. You know they're rude in Jersey.
So you think they're friendlier here in New Haven?
I feel like they're a lot friendlier now. People have been telling me that Connecticut isn't the best, but I like it. I like it way better than Jersey.
Yeah, what part of Jersey was it?
I was from Willingboro, New Jersey.
Okay.
Right smack in the middle of Camden and Trenton. So like all that crime that came from Camden and Trenton was flooded into Willingboro. Yeah, I had to get out. I had to get away from all that because most of my family, like everybody's from the hood, and I mean, like I don't want to be from the hood. I want my kids to be from the hood. I don't want my future wife to be from the hood. Like, I want everything to be stable. I want everything to go as planned. I want everything to just, I don't know. Yeah.
So overall, you want to live comfortably, but also, of course.
Now, did
Still
you
on the edge.
graduate high school? Did you graduate high school and all of that?
Yes.
Or do you have to work on that?
Yeah, I graduated high school. I graduated from Bankbridge Regional High School. It's a behavioral school in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I'm looking to go back. I'm looking to go to college. I wanted to go to Yale. I got a long way to get to that.
Well, we've got a bunch of colleges in town. I mean, there's Gateway Community College, which is an amazing community college. There's Albertus Magnus, University of New Haven, Southern Connecticut. So we are surrounded by colleges, not just Yale.
Yeah. I'm with anything as long as it gets me my education that I need.
So you're gonna go to your first day at McDonald's. I mean, how does it feel? I know that you're saying it's a stepping
I'm ready
stone.
for a paycheck.
I know, right?
Oh, today's your first day?
Yeah, it's his first day.
Oh, all right. How long? What's the hours today?
I think I'm just filling out paperwork today.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
So how did you choose this location?
I've literally applied everywhere else. This is last resort.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have most of my identification. So I think McDonald's the only one that really takes copies. So
well, if you had your choice of another job that might be considered a stepping stone type of job too.
Solar.
Where's that?
So it's a company that basically they sell solar panels.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm more of a marketing person, so I'm great with sales. Momentum Solar, I'm really good with my words, so like I thought as if would be a good position for me as a person. So like that way, I could use my talking skills, and make a good paycheck. They're paying like $1,000 a week. That's better than by a year. They're paying for this minimum wage. I'm coming from making $1,000 a week from Jersey, So I mean, it's something.
Do you think you might explore other stepping stone jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you, but honestly, there are a lot of places like downtown and whatnot that have listings up.
I've been applying everywhere, and I've been doing walk-ins because I'm the type. You know how they say, "Oh, call in before after you put in your application."
Yeah.
I don't call in, I walk in.
Smart though.
Yeah. But everybody keeps telling me the same thing. I need my social security card, and that's what I don't have. So I gotta wait for. I gotta play the waiting game. Gotta play the waiting game right now.
Yeah. Do you have a passport or anything?
Yeah. None of that. I mean, it's gonna come together though soon. I did order my ID online from Jersey.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get switched out here, and then after that, take my ID to the Social Security office, get my Social Security card. I got my birth certificate, so I'm good. After that, then everything goes.
Well,
it sounds like you got a good plan.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you do have a lot of plans and stuff.
I got a big old head. Listen, there's a lot of stuff go through it every day, daily.
Babz, you want to add anything else?
No. Tell me what kind of music that you want to produce. What's the music?
Honestly, everything. R&B to hip hop to rock to country. I do it all.
What's your favorite though?
My favorite? Country.
Country?
I was raised on a farm.
Okay.
Love country. Luke Bryan is my favorite artist.
Okay.
All right. Well, you need to join the Arts Council.
I've already went to East Rock.
You need to join the Arts Council, the Greater New Haven Arts Council. It's free to join, and you'll stay connected to all the arts happening, what's going on. and all the
And
opportunities.
the arts council.
The Arts
Is it the Arts
Council.
Council?
So just look it up, join, put your name in, get on their mailing list so they can send you stuff and keep you in the loop.
I mean, kind of to close out, right? Like, for other people who might see this or anyone you might know, I mean, what is your advice to people who are going through it?
Keep your head up. I mean, it's really a mental thing for you. Like, at the end of the day, you have your life in your own hands. You have your life in your own hands, and you control what the outcome and the stakes that go on in your own life. If you feel as if you need to cut certain people off to get to where you want to be at, do it. It took me 2 years to really make this step to come out here, and I should have did it a long time ago. That's what I mean by your life is literally in your hands, because it's been sitting in my hand the whole entire time. I knew what I had to do. I just didn't do it because I was comfortable. Do not get comfortable. Always remember to stay uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, being uncomfortable causes your mental to want to make that change because you're uncomfortable. You want to be comfortable. Your mentality wants to be comfortable. So in order to make a change for yourself, you have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable, but continue to be uncomfortable.
So what age would you say you kind of picked up this mentality? Because you couldn't have had this mentality the entire time.
I couldn't really tell you. Like I said, my whole life been a wreck. So like, I had to grow up I had to grow up very, very young. So yeah. I can't really tell you.
What's the happiest part of your life now?
I couldn't tell you that either. I guess when I'm doing my music, that's it. You know, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm not always, happy. Like things happen. You feel me? We gonna feel some kind of way, but at the end of the day, too, it's like you just, like I said, you gotta just keep going. You gotta keep putting the other foot in front of you. And
then eventually, do you hope to be an inspiration to others too?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Tell me a little why.
Just because I know how it feels to go through certain things. I've been through a lot, so it's like when I see other people go through what I've been through, it's like I want to be that person there for that person to let them know, like, look, you're gonna be cool. You're gonna be good. Things is gonna keep going. You just gotta stay focused, stay motivated. Keep your head out your ass.
Yeah. Who would you say that you're closest to then?
That I'm closest to? I'd say my boy Toro. Shout out Toro Gotti. You already know Toro Gotti official. I say my brother Toro Gotti. We butt heads a lot, but like honestly, he's the only realest person I've met in my entire life. So
how'd you meet him?
So we were actually in the same foster care program together, and I don't know, we didn't really talk much in the program.
Yeah.
But then, like, once we left the program and like I started seeing his music, because he does music too. He kind of inspires me. We just started, talking more.
Yeah, I feel bad. I thought you were just. You can come over here. Sorry, it's still early, so
no, you good. So yeah, and I don't know.
So you guys started talking after about the music,
mm-hmm.
And then how has he been there for you?
So when I was in Jersey, I was staying with an old foster brother of mine, and me and him always used to butt heads. And I asked him, I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm not doing too good. He was like, yo, you can come over for me and stay here. Stay with him for about a year.
In Jersey?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he looked me up on a lot of stuff. He gave me good advice. Honestly, my mental probably wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for him. So,
how much older is he than you? I'm just curious.
Same age.
Same age? I love it.
All right, well, no, I don't want him to be late for his first day.
I know. I was just about to say that too, because I'm looking at the time and I know you probably need some time.
I want you to be on time so that you do good and get paid and do all the things. So
thank you.
I think your future is very bright. You have the right attitude. Just like you said, keep your head up. There are going to be days when you're going to feel up against it, but keep your head up. You know who you are. You know what you're here to do.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
No problem. I'm glad I could help you.
All right.
Thank you.
It.
Have a good day today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's another good one. That's word on the street. You get a little slice of these people's lives because you just don't, however you walking down the street, you don't know people's story. You can't look at somebody and see what their story is. You have to actually engage them in conversation. And the longer you engage them in conversation, once you get past the superficial part of the conversation, hey, how you doing? And you get into the depth part of the conversation, it's amazing what we learn about each other when we spend the time to have a conversation with somebody, just to inquire about, what's the word on the street? What's the word on the street for you? Not for us, for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting over the hump, right? And he seems to mentally have gotten over the hump, right? And that's what it's all about, is actually, and I was talking about it, we were talking about it yesterday, is because a lot of times that hurdle or that hump in your path is blocking the light at the end of the tunnel. So that hump is blocking everything. You don't know that you could get to the light until you get over that hump. And it seems like mentally he's gotten over that hump, that you don't let those days where you're feeling low, you don't let those days dictate your life.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
Yeah, so I think he seems like a great young man, and I
wish
him well.
He's got the right kind of energy, right? He's got the right kind of energy about, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Do you know what I mean? Like we've seen three very different black young men, which we never get to see that. We never get to see these three different kinds of young people, black people, with different stories and different circumstances. We just get one ridiculous version of something, but we saw three different young men in three different walks of life. And their common denominator is that they're all trying to make it, right? Like they're all trying to survive and create a life that they can live peacefully. And you know what I mean, Harry? Like they're all trying to make it. There's no magic to any of this. It's just,
it's life.
It's life. I want to make it. He want to make it. The other guy want to make. Everybody want to make it, and whatever make it is for each other, right?
Right, but I think I think people need to understand that this is what we're all on the same. We're all on the same ship and paddling in the same direction. And I think some people need to realize that, hey, listen, don't be an obstacle to somebody else's, joy or whatever it is, that whatever direction they're paddling in, don't be an obstruction to that.
Yeah. And that's real. And that's not just for people, that's people in the systems that we create to keep people out of things. That's at the heart of why we create systems to keep people out of communities, out of jobs, out of school, out of opportunity. If we can just sort of say, what would it look like if we removed all the barriers so that everybody could access everything to their heart's content? What would that look like? If a kid could walk into any school and apply, take a class, matriculate, do all the things. Do you know what I mean, Harry? Like, I want to go here, so I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna sign up, and it'll be free, and somebody will hand me books, and I'll sit in this class, and I'll learn, and I'll go through, no matter what it is. Or I'm gonna go apply for that job, and you're not gonna hold against me my youth infractions. Yeah, I got busted when I was 15 selling pot or whatever, and did some time. Don't use that against me now that I'm 19 or I'm 21. That's a lifetime ago. Do you know what I mean, Harry? Like, if we remove those kinds of, if we said to somebody, you need an apartment, okay, here you go. And it's not going to be a slum. It's not going to be a slum. We're not going to put you in a slum. We're going to put you in a nice place so that you can start off your life with a nice place, a job. And I mean, it's just those kinds of things that we need to do.
Yeah, I have family and friends who've been in jail, come out, And
Shit, I've been in jail.
and the struggle is real.
No,
but
prison.
Prison, okay, prison. But the thing is you're a different situation, Babz, because yes, you still had to get over all the obstacles that sometimes we put in our own way, but you're very educated and you're very skilled.
No, that's true. No, Harry.
Right.
That's not lost on me. I know.
But
believe me, I know.
Yeah, but people who go to jail talk about, the high school to prison system. That's all I saw in my neighborhood. Okay, and when people would not even get to graduate from high school and were already doing 3 years in Rikers, and then when they come out of Rikers, nobody even wants to look at you to give you a job. Okay, so that struggle is real because these people come out and a lot of them don't want to go straight to the streets. They end up back on the streets because nobody wants to give them a hand up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that struggle is real. And
It is very real.
I have friends who have failed because of that struggle, and then other friends who found programs that have helped them get educated and they're successful. So, yeah, and it's different for everybody. That struggle is different for everybody, and it's amazing how some succeed through it. And like I was saying earlier, some never see the light at the end of that tunnel because that hurdle is way too big for them. Or at least that's what they think. It's too big for them.
Yeah, it's what they think.
Yeah.
Because I watched my brother Robert turn his life completely around. And he did his time. And you know what? He served his time. He didn't whine. He didn't say, it wasn't me. He didn't do any of that. He's just like, you know what? He stood in the man's space and he said, you know what? This is what I got to do. I'm going to do it. And we supported it. We never left him. We stayed with him. We put money on his books. We sent, I used to Xerox books for him because in those days, in the 80s, you couldn't send books to people inside. So I would copy chapters upon chapters in places where I worked. Stealing Xerox. I would copy whole books for him, Harry, and then I would mail them to him and he would get them. And so he'd have something to read because in those days, they didn't allow you to have books sent to you and you could only read what was inside. And after a while, if you read all the books inside, you want some new material. So I would send him books on top of books all the time.
Yeah. You could, yeah, in prison, because, yeah. One of my friends.
I just wish prisons could be a better opportunity.
Yeah, one of my friends said you could only become a Christian or a Muslim, 10 times over. In prison, after that, you want to learn other things.
That is true. I always felt like I remember just being in federal prison camp. I just thought this is such a waste of time and energy. You've got a captive audience. They're not going anywhere. Do you know what you could do with these folks, Harry? You could train them. You could educate them. You could create all kinds of pathways for them because they're here for a particular amount of time. And a lot of it is for a good amount of time. You could change the trajectory of people's lives in prison. But that's not the reality is that's not what prison is for. Prison is for a revolving door. They don't like to say that, Harry. They don't want to say that. They want to think, prison is punishment. And it is punishment. But it is a punishment that keeps punishing. It is a never-ending punishment cycle. That's the problem I have with it. That it is a never-ending punishing cycle. And that we don't do enough to sort of say, let us. This is a captive audience right now. Let's build in all that we can. Now there'll be people on the outside, Harry's like, well, why do they get to have education? Why do they get to have, this, that, and the other thing? You know why? Because It'll keep them from knocking you out on the street and going in your house and all the things that you believe in. You want the crime to stop. Well, this is how you stop it. Instead of having it be criminal university, make it a real university so that people could learn and educate themselves and move on. And they don't, and then that's not the case. So you got these people out here, it's like, oh, they should be punished. They are being punished. Do you know how hard it is to go see your loved ones in prison? Do you know how hard it is? Do you know how expensive it is to be in prison, to have a loved one in prison? Do you even know the level of hardship? You do know.
Somebody controls the lights.
Yeah. And that's it right there.
Just think about that.
They control everything.
Yes,
when you eat, when you sleep, when you use the bathroom, when you do all the things. That's the punishment right there.
No, of course you want to rehabilitate people in jail, out in prison. Of course you want to rehabilitate them. You don't want them to come out and be desperate all over again, and then you be part of the crime.
Yeah.
You be the victim of the crime. It makes no sense. And I want to go back to something you said earlier, because I think that it's the fundamentals to a plan, Babz. You have to write this up. Okay, anybody who wants to be educated should be able to go to a school or, a tech place or whatever and say, hey, listen, I want to learn this. And it should be free. If somebody, look, everybody, I hear on both sides why there shouldn't be free college education, why there should be free college education. The truth is, everybody's not going to get college educated.
No matter how free it is.
Yeah, no matter how free it is.
No matter how free it is.
Yeah, everybody's not going to get college educated. But you know what? Those people who don't want to be college educated but need a skill should be able to go and get that skill. I think somebody needs to write it up that way so that they don't create this huge budget issue where they go, oh, we need the $2 trillion. No, but that's not real. That's not real. Everybody's not going to be college educated. It should be there for those who want it. Okay, and those who need it, who aren't able, and we should means test it, and we should do all of that. Just like the forgiving of college loans. I don't think you should forgive everybody's loan, because if you're rich or your parents are rich, they should pay it off. They should means test that. But the people who do need the relief, let's give them relief. It makes no sense to block something that should be for some because you don't want to give it to everybody. Well, don't give it to everybody. I think we have to start doing some common sense legislation, Babz.
Well, what's common sense to you, Harry, is not common sense to other people. Because I'm listening to them talk to this judge in a way that every black woman on this planet has been spoken to. And you would say, you know what? That doesn't make any sense. But they don't care. I just think, I think a lot of things, that we lost our way on a lot of levels about a lot of things. Prison reform is near and dear to me because I saw firsthand the lack of resources put in place. I was there for 29 days, and it takes 30 days to intake you into the system. So I didn't have anything to do, Harry. For 29 days, I didn't have anything to do because it takes 30 days to intake you. So you're there for 30 days before they even deal with you about whatever. Now, they took me through the medical part of the medical piece because I had prescription drugs. I brought my prescription drugs. I had my prescription, hardcore prescription. They took my drugs and my prescription and they said, well, we're only going to give you what we think you should have. They did, Harry. They took my meds and they was like, oh, we're going to give you what we think you should have. And they took my meds and changed my medication. And I said, well, I'm not comfortable with you changing my medication. I see a whole team of doctors. this is what they prescribe. Oh, well, our doctor says we don't think you should be on this. So for 29 days, Harry, I didn't take the meds they gave me. They gave me half of my meds. So I just took my meds, what they gave me. And then the rest of the time I didn't take anything that they gave me because I just wasn't comfortable with that. I never saw the doctor. They just looked at my file and looked at the list of medication that I had and just decided, oh, I'm just going to change this. I was like, wait, Harry, I already held a master's degree and bachelor. So I wasn't in there like, I don't know. I'm already educated in there. So I'm like, how you gonna, what? No, they just feel like.
All right.
So
let me interrupt you real quick. You're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. And because Paul is waiting for this. Waiting for this.
Waiting for what?
We're going to do it because we're back.
What are we doing?
A PSA.
Oh, we got one?
we got another
We got a PSA?
We got another one, so here we go.
A public service announcement.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm New Haven Health Director Maritza Babz. If you or your family have COVID-19 symptoms or think you were exposed to someone with COVID, quarantine, stay home, and get tested on day 5 if possible. If you have COVID, isolate, wear a mask, vaccinate, get boosted, and test it as needed. Those are the best ways to stop the spread of COVID. At this time, we are vaccinating everyone ages 5 and up. Stay safe, New Haven, for all of us.
And there you go.
She sounds like Rosie Perez. Don't she sound like Rosie Perez?
I didn't think about that, but she does. But Rosie is more like a duck, a little more like a duck, right?
Well, she sounds like Minnie Mouse. She sounds like Minnie Mouse to me.
All right.
And I hope I never meet her in person, because if I meet her in person, I'm gonna crack up.
No, and she's tiny.
I'm like, girl, you sound like Minnie Mouse.
All right, I wanna,
So anyway.
like the young brother, I have to go use the restroom. So I gotta go.
You want to take a music break?
I'm gonna take a music break because
we're gonna take a music break. We'll be back.
We'll
be back.
Crazy. Okay, now I should have music queued up, Babz.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
What should I do?
Somebody sent me a compliment the other day. They listen every morning. Thank you. And they think it's fun. Allison, thank you.
Thank you.
And other people, whoever's listening. The Arts and Ideas people listen. Fun.
Yeah. And yesterday people were like, wow, that was a great show. And I was trying to figure out what was, what we talked about. I forget as soon as.
Me too, Harry.
I don't know what we did, but yeah, thank you for listening, everybody. So we'll be right back. You're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. Don't go nowhere.
wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning. Wheels keep spinning to the morning light. Spinning to the wheels keep spinning to the
This spell is for Breonna Taylor. This spell is for Breonna Taylor. This spell is for George Floyd. This spell is for George Floyd. This spell is for Vida Weva. This spell is for Vida Weva. This spell is for Freddie Gray. This spell is for Freddie Gray. This spell is for Eric Garner. This spell is for Eric Garner. This spell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This spell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This spell is for Philando Castillo. This spell is for Philando Castillo. This spell is for Michael Brown. This spell is for Michael Brown. This spell is for Tamar Rice. This spell is for Tamar Rice. This spell is for Vincent Ramos. This spell is for Vincent Ramos. This spell is for Melissa Ventura. This spell is for Melissa Ventura. Trayvon Martin and all the others. This spell is for all the others.
No force more powerful than our people. As we rise to greatness, to some we're lethal. Melanin of blacks, browns, yellows, and reds. Beautiful hair, kinky, curly, straight, and dreads. Been tricked, robbed, and fed so many lies. It's time to unite, not compromise. Our families destroyed by death, despair, and hate. We're strong, we got faith, it's not too late. We will expose the ugly, corrupt system aimed at our colors, race, and religion. We're fed up if you didn't detect it. We're fully woke and will be respected. The revolution was televised. Now the whole world knows. No more hiding the truth behind closed doors. Be sure you hear us. No need to fear us. Just know when we say every single day, Black Lives Matter.
Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter.
I didn't shoot the sheriff, but the sheriff shot at me. I didn't shoot the deputy, as the world watched they could see. Systematic racism. I don't care if you wear blue. I said systematic racism. Soon you will be through. You keep killing all my brothers and sisters. Just don't get no rest. You chase them down and shoot them up. Keep taking away our best. No hiding from the vigils. And now the world can see what's been happening to my brothers. Justice is what we need.
Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter.
I didn't shoot the deputy, but the deputy shot at me. I said systematic racism, you got to set us free. I've identified the problem, and the whole wide world now knows. Rise up today in heaven and earth, cause there's no more tragedy shows. My life is not for you to take, just because you wear all blue. There's something I must say to you, and the second word is you. I'm looking for some good results for my liberty. I'm looking for some good trouble, the way that things should be.
Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter. This bell is for Breonna Taylor. This bell is for Breonna Taylor. This bell is for George Floyd. This bell is for George Floyd. This bell is for Villanueva. This bell is for Villanueva. This bell is for Freddie Gray. This bell is for Freddie Gray. This bell is for Eric Garner. This bell is for Eric Garner. This bell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This bell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This bell is for Philando Castillo. This bell is for Philando Castillo. This bell is for Michael Brown. This bell is for Michael Brown. This bell is for Tamar Rice. This bell is for Tamar Rice. This bell is for Vincent Ramos. This bell is for Vincent Ramos. This bell is from Elizabeth Ventura. This bell is from Elizabeth Ventura. Trayvon Martin and all the others. This bell is for all the others.
I didn't shoot the deputy, but
The deputy shot at me.
Are you hooked now?
I know.
Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. That's Harry Droz. We are hanging out on this wonderful Thursday rainy day. And then At 12 o'clock, though, we'll be back in studio for Pundits, which is a whole hell of a lot of fun. Just a ridiculous amount of fun.
So I was looking at the gas prices because, Connecticut's going to give us a little relief with the gas tax.
50 cents, right?
25 cents.
Oh, 25 cents. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's 25 cents, but,
I was being generous with the taxpayers' money.
if you were in California, it would be 50 cents.
Oh, okay.
So,
but their gas is like $7.
Yeah, that gas is crazy. Well, there's certain parts of California that are at $8. But so they're giving us the tax relief, and the federal government has been thinking about it for the last 3 months, right? And that would be another 18.5 cents. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully the federal government gets together with the states and gives us this relief. We all need it.
Oh my God, really?
And it's but Connecticut's only till June. Why not let's do it for the rest of the year? It's not like you're giving us good roads.
Harry,
you don't
want
need
to talk
the
about
money.
You want to talk about good roads? These roads are. I feel like we had better roads than we had horse and buggies.
Well, you know what? I think there's something happening in Waterbury. I think that they're taking all of the transportation budget and wasting it on that mixmaster over there. Because Babz, I'm not kidding, they've redesigned this thing like 3 times. They haven't finished it. It's become, I don't know how many years they've been working on it. Their initial design was messed up. I mean, completely messed up. You were going in circles to get to 84.
Yes.
Okay, and now they eliminated the circles and they went back to the way it was. But they're still working on it.
The way we were.
I think somebody needs to check, because I think Roland said that years ago.
Well, people gotta get paid, Harry.
I mean, come on,
Harry,
just give us roads.
grifting ain't easy.
That's right. It's hard out here for a pimp.
It's hard out here for a grifter.
Anyway,
grifting ain't easy. I'm just saying.
But I want to say thank you to the Connecticut legislature for at least giving us this little relief.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Let's expand it.
It's, I think, I guess we need it, but I just find it just, of all the things to focus on, people get outraged over this, right? Like this is the the tipping point.
Yeah, but
listen, but the other part of it is there are people who got to get to where they got to go,
right.
And if the gas is too high, paying for gas becomes its own hardship.
Yeah,
so it's not lost on me.
Yes, because a lot of these working poor.
I feel it too. Listen, Harry, I'm the working poor.
I know,
too.
but a lot of these
Contrary
working
to popular belief, I am the working poor.
Yeah, but Babz, we're at the point where we don't have little children. We don't have other responsibilities. So
I know, but I still got to pay.
I know
I still got to pay my rent.
Yeah.
I still got to pay my gas. I got to pay my light.
We still got to pay.
I got to pay
stuff.
my car note. I got to pay the car insurance.
But there's people who are paying for daycare and this
I know,
that,
Harry. That's why I'm shutting up, because I remember paying for.
I know, me too. It's like, oh my god.
I remember paying for daycare. Kids. Hey, I have 4 kids. I know what it's like to pay for daycare.
Let
Listen.
me tell you.
Finding summer programs and finding after school programs. Because, my day don't end at 2:00.
I know, right? And let me tell you, Karen was a drill sergeant with the budget because Harry likes to spend.
We know Instacart.
That's my issue, right? And Karen had to, because we had to make it work. How I, take care of the kids and this and that, and the budget was really tight. And Harry was always trying to get a little toy in at the end.
You don't understand, Karen. If I don't get a little something,
yeah. And it's true. That's how
melt down.
that's how I was. I'll be like, I just need this new software, just so I feel better. I was like that. Karen's always.
She's like, well, then you won't get no chicken and rice. How about that? Software, chicken and rice. Pick it.
Let me tell you, those days. Oh my God, they were so painful. Like when my son. And I'm working 3 jobs in New York City, and we still trying to figure out whether we have enough food to buy all of his food, of course, and diapers and everything, and then trying to fit in a piece of steak or something, trying to fit in some pork chops. And there were times we couldn't. We just ate rice and eggs.
Rice and eggs, rice and beans.
Yeah,
whatever.
rice and beans and eggs. That was in place of meat. We had meat. I mean, the egg is kind of a meat, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's just not matured yet.
It's a bona fide protein.
Yeah, so I understand all the people who are going out their minds with these gas prices.
Yeah, because this is one more. Listen, I feel it. I feel it too, Harry, because I'm like, okay, now I got to put gas in my car. This is an expense that is above what I budget, but I got to have gas in my car because I got to get to A to B to C.
Yep.
You know, I can't depend on public transit to get to where I got to go. So it would be too much of a hardship to catch the bus downtown, to catch the bus down Whaley Avenue, to go to 55th Street, when I could just jump in my car and go the back way and I'm there in 5 minutes. If I have to take the bus, I got to go to the bus stop, wait for the bus, get downtown, go to another bus, and still it doesn't bring me to the door. I got to walk a bit to get to which is not a hardship. It's just one I don't want to do.
Forget that. Where I live, I would have to Uber to the bus stop. So it'd be like, wait, but you might as well just take me to New Haven.
Doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I might as well just go.
No, it's crazy out there.
I get it. So listen. So I serve on boards, and I do the things so that gives me access to things, because I can't afford to buy things. I couldn't afford to buy all the tickets to things that I go to, Harry. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. So I serve so that I could have access, so I could have access to things that I really want to go see, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do it. It would be too expensive.
You know what? You know, people have to be looking at your Instagram and going, damn, Babz lives the life. How does she do all of this stuff? She must be getting paid.
Nope, not getting paid. I serve. I trade my intellect and my abilities for tickets.
Yep.
Seriously.
No,
I've always done that.
It makes sense.
I've always done it, and then I run a newspaper. That allows for when we have advertising things. And so when I get tickets, I give out tickets. We give out tickets to people all the time, for shows and events, because it comes with the advertising package that we broker with.
No, yeah. I mean, it's done all the time, right? The barter system. Yeah. Right. And
it's not, and some of it is they pay us for advertising and they throw in tickets, or sometimes all they have is tickets.
Yeah.
And so that's how I get to go to stuff. I'm not a rich woman. I'm not even close to rich. So I don't make a lot of money. I make enough money to stay out of stay out of a shelter. I'm not kidding. I make enough. I make barely enough to stay out of a shelter.
I think that's like 60% of America.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I have to. So I'm very thoughtful about what I spend. I mean, yes, I get to go on vacation. I save. I don't just wake up today, Harry, and be like, oh, today I'm gonna get on a plane and go to Jamaica. No. You know what I say, Harry? You know what? Next March, I think I want to go to Jamaica. And I start saving today.
Yeah. Actually, let me announce this so Paul can put it on his calendar and everybody else who's listening.
When's our vacation?
Well, I'm taking off the 15th and the 18th of July.
What?
Of July. So my birthday.
Oh, jeez.
That's my birthday weekend right there.
July what?
July 15th and the 18th. So I'll be coming back the 19th. I think it's Tuesday.
So you're gonna take the 16th, 17th, and 18th, or are you just taking off the 15th and the 18th, or 15th through the 18th?
I think the 15th is a Friday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
All right.
15th and the 18th. So I'll be back on Tuesday the 19th. So it's a long weekend.
Yeah.
We'll see if I have any coverage by then. So, if not, you'll have a long weekend, or you could plan to take a long weekend. Right? You could just plan to take a long weekend.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I already told other shows.
Okay.
So it's better that it is, because those are busy days. Friday and Monday are the busiest days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hard one. It's a pull your hair day if you're not doing it every day. So, but
okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to say before we went on break, you're saying our loyal fan base. You know, I get all the time whenever I'm not on, they go, "What happened? You weren't on the radio with Babz today."
I get that too.
And I'm like,
and people think that I set you on fire or something.
oh well, maybe that's because I spread the rumor. Because I always say,
because people think I put you off or something. I was like, no, that's Harry being a princess, just doing some other stuff.
see, I always
Harry
say,
got other stuff to do.
no, but I always say, it says LoveBabz LoveTalk. She told me not to come on. That was her decision, not mine.
You know what? And anybody who was listening to this foolishness, anybody who was listening to this foolishness knows better. Knows better.
You don't know what happened.
I did a whole interview. I did a whole interview with the guy with the podcast folks. And all I did was talk about you.
Oh, I still haven't listened to that interview.
I did talk about Harry, how much I love Harry.
But no, so yeah, I always say it's you.
I don't know why you're not listening to it's a good podcast. It's a good conversation.
You know me, I gotta remember. You know what? If you gotta send it to me, the link.
Oh my God.
And I'll go back and listen to it. Instead of Conspiracy Radio, I'll just tune into that. But I got a couple of stories I wanted to get to today. Which, I mean, it's about the crime wave, but it's all over the place. But here goes the story. Female gang member.
Oh Lord. Is this
No, but you got
You know, every now and again, Harry comes up with these ridiculous, absurd stories.
Well, the thing is,
it's like, I don't know from where. So
it's like she's the Black Widow or something, right? So look, watch, look, listen, look. This girl looks like a nice person.
She's like my daughter.
And she lures teens into the woods because they're flashing gang signs and they're not gang members.
So what, is she a gang member?
Yeah. So she gets offended that teenagers are flashing gang signs on Instagram or on TikTok and they're not gang members. So she lures them into the woods and brutally kills them. That's where we're at in America.
So they know who she is. I mean,
yeah, they
clearly
got her, but it's
so she's what state she's in. I'll tell you if she's gonna get the death penalty.
Central Islip, New York. So she's in New York.
Death penalty?
They don't have the death penalty anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, and you know she's part of the MS-13, that gang.
You know, Harry, I'm not up on the gangs.
Yeah, it's one of the, I think, El Salvadorian gang. I don't.
I'm not.
I'm not right, please. Just. But anyway, so yeah, so she would just lure them into the woods. With she would send them because she looks like a nice,
Yeah,
person.
She was like a nice girl.
So she would text them, "Hey, meet me in the woods and this," and then they would beat the crap out of these kids
and kill them.
Yep. She had a few kids brutally murdered. So yeah. So what's
I don't understand this. I don't understand this murdering of people for some.
And so for what? For what? Because somebody's posing online? That's what everybody does. Nobody is who they say they are online. At least most of the people.
I'm who I say I am, but
well,
that's just me.
That's different. I'm who I say I am, and and sometimes it goes
who
well.
Who else I would be? There was another story that I wanted to tell you about, and I can't remember what it was. It was just so ridiculous. I was like, "Oh my god!"
So it's just crazy. I don't know if it's harder to be a teenager these days than when I was growing up.
I think it is because we didn't have social media.
Like this. Yeah, because of social media.
We had like I don't know about you, Harry, but we had a payphone. Like, you know what I mean? Like you had or you had an extension line at your house, right? Like.
Or a beeper.
Or call waiting. You know what I mean? Remember call waiting on your phone? Like,
yeah, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, like click, click, click,
And the beeper, that was one of my favorite things. I felt like,
I know.
Like I was
right?
important with my beeper.
And then you could do all these little codes with your beeper, right? Tell people, so put your number in, then hit this. Tell me if it's important. I remember.
It's crazy. And here's another one. Well, I think it's New York that's having the issue right now. I mean, because here goes another story which is just insane. I mean,
Lord, here we go. The craziness of
passenger slashed in the face for eating on the train. Okay.
That girl did it? The girl right there did it?
Yeah. Well,
or she was one that was slashed?
No, she's the victim. So... yeah, I don't get it. Now you can't eat on the train.
But you know what? Did they catch the person? Because it just seems like you're gonna be sitting in somebody's prison and they're gonna say, "What you in for?"
Yeah,
then you don't have to. They tell you when you go to prison, don't tell people what you in for, and don't tell how long you're in for, because there'll be people who will try to extend your stay and get you in trouble.
No, they haven't caught the person. There's a $3,500 reward.
But they're gonna catch him, Harry, because cameras are everywhere, right? Like they're gonna see you coming out of the subway, they're gonna see blood on you. I mean, this is gonna catch you. Like they catch everybody that does this kind of stuff. But you're gonna go to jail and you're gonna be sitting in jail with other people, and you're gonna say, "Well, why are you here?" Oh, because I slashed somebody because they was eating on the train. And they're gonna say, "Are you the Metro Police?" Like what?
Eating on the train. But wait a minute.
Ass in
jail. But how do they know the person slashed them for that reason? They haven't caught him. It's not like
there might be the people sitting around. The people sitting around would have said, "Oh, this is what they said to them: stop eating." You know what I mean? Like, stop. I mean, I'm not making fun, Harry, but the people sitting around heard the whole exchange. I'm sure, and that's how they know. Like, somebody.
I mean, it's just.
But honestly though, Harry, I've sat around people who eat like you just want to slash them because you're like, "What are you?" I'm not condoning this. I'm not condoning this, Harry, on any level, and that's wrong. But I've sat across from people or with people in places.
Yeah.
I was on a date one time, and a man was eating like a pig. And I swear to God, Harry, had I had a sharper knife, if I would have said, "Waiter, can you bring me a sharper steak knife?"
Kara's like that too. She'd be like, "Close your mouth. You're eating with your mouth open." Like, what? Stop! Don't talk to people when they're eating. Look, they are who they are. But she
Harry,
can't stand.
Some of it'll make you gag the way people eat.
Yeah, she can't stand that noise of the lip smacking and all. Yeah.
What my sister can't stand? She can't stand when the fork hits your teeth. You know what
I mean? It's funny. It took Karen a while to also get used to me because I slurp everything on a spoon.
Oh, Oh
So
my
I
God,
always
not
go-
that.
Yeah, I always go. And she's like, "You're not eating soup?"
He's like, I'm about to stab you. So, all right, so we could kind of understand.
Well, not me. I don't care how somebody eats.
Harry, you've never sat with somebody and they're eating and it just grosses you out to the point where you feel like you're gonna gag.
I
know,
ignore people so well.
I can't do it. It would get on my nerves.
So
And you know what else gets on my nerves? The way people hold their fork. If you hold your fork like this, you see it? Like
No.
that?
the other way,
I can't. This gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
If you're like this,
or the other way, like this, like you're about to stab somebody, and it's like,
I'm like, just, hold like this.
it's like, did you ever learn how to hold a pencil? Or
so,
oh yeah, some people.
yeah, I could. I'm not saying I understand it, and I'm not saying it's right. But I have been in situations where I'm like, oh my God.
She doesn't condone it, but she understands.
I understand. I don't condone it.
But she understands.
I know what it's like to be close enough to like, I wonder how much time I would get. If I don't think about this and I just act, then it's not premeditated. Yes.
And let me show you this one. This was probably the worst one of all.
All right. I won't make jokes on this one if it's really
This,
bad.
this is the worst one of all, right? So somebody called 911 because
Oh.
they ordered an 8-piece at the drive-thru and they only got 4 pieces.
Mm.
So
So why didn't they go back to the drive-thru?
Babz, you don't want to. They tell you to call the police when there's a crime. You don't want to take care of it yourself. You're not a vigilante. So they stole 4 pieces, and it's the police's job to get those other 4 pieces.
She should have checked before she pulled off.
I know. I'm a
You
victim.
can't tell if you got a full bucket of chicken or a little bit of chicken.
Well, Babz, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to drive, and now with the gas
But I've
prices,
seen there's a lot of calls like that, Harry. I saw one where a guy got his pot stolen or his drugs stolen. He called the police to say his drugs got stolen. He was a drug dealer. And he called.
I tell you, those are special.
He called the police to say his drugs were stolen. Somebody robbed him.
It's crazy.
I'm like, you really think you're going to call
It's
the
like-
police on illegal drugs stolen from you? And they going to what? Go find them and return them? What is that?
I
Is
just
that
got
Jewish
given
candy?
a gift here. You can't see it.
Who?
It's a Colombian candy. Chocoramo. Anyway,
Is there any, is it in Spanish? Like how much butter is in that?
I don't know. I'm not going to eat it. But oh, no. Yeah, this is real because they don't even have the ingredients on it. So,
Oh, no. Then you know what?
no. That's like, good luck.
It's a no for me.
Good luck. It could have fentanyl in it. No. No, but I mean, it's hard, because I get robbed all the, now when I look at this story, I'm a victim of a crime all the time, right? So I go to Dunkin' Donuts and I say, a plain bagel with butter, not toasted. Absolutely. And Babz, I say, absolutely not toasted. And sure enough, while I'm driving on 84 on Route 8, I have a buttered bagel with the butter dripping off of the wrapper because they toasted it.
The next time, tell them to toast it. They won't do it.
No, I now I know. You got to call 911.
Don't do that. I don't want to see you get arrested on the side of the road.
But it's a crime. It's a crime.
Yeah, they're gonna arrest you, Latin man. Latino X, Latinx.
They'll be like, what?
They're gonna arrest you, Latinx.
I don't know if you've seen the survey. It's like 80% of Hispanics don't like the Latinx term. It was actually
I always thought they did like it.
No.
I never thought it was something they created.
No, it wasn't
I always
anything
thought
the Hispanics created. It was created
I
by
always thought it was white folks who was just trying to be hip.
Yeah, some professor in Harvard created that term because
Latinx.
She felt that.
I never thought Latinos was like with that. I was like, I never heard them use that.
No.
I'm
No, it
like,
makes no sense.
Next time I'm in a meeting, did anybody ask the Latinx community if they want to be called Latinx? Like,
Nope. I mean, maybe the young people because
maybe the young ones because they might dig it, Harry. So.
Yeah, they like new labels, but no, not.
That's like calling us Black X. I guess I don't know.
I am
BIPOC.
Malcolm X. I am Malcolm X. Well, BIPOC. What is that? That's
Black.
I know. People of color is the.
Yeah.
And what's the BI? Is that
Black Indigenous People of Color?
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Inclusive.
I guess. Okay. Whatever.
Listen, listen. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with it. Whatever people want to be called, and pronouns: he, she, her. Whatever. I'll put it. Listen, if that's what it takes, I'll do it. If it makes people feel comfortable in my presence, she, her, hers. All right.
I'm not gonna do the pronoun thing, and it's not to offend anybody or anything. I'm just gonna call you by your name. I prefer to call people by their name.
It's not so much that you're calling them by their It's not so much that you calling them that you call them by their name, but that when they see your pronouns, they automatically start to feel safe in your presence before you even know who they are. That's really what that's about. So that they come into spaces feeling welcome and seen and heard before people start, what are you? What is it? I don't care what you are. I'm gonna call you. I don't care if you are, change your name to Maury. You were born Mary, and I'm gonna call you Mary. People do that.
That's too much to think about. So, and I don't care. Honestly, I'm that person who doesn't care what the hell you
that's
are.
true. That's true.
I don't care.
But the problem is, Harry, there's not enough of you out there like that.
I know, but I don't care what the hell you are. So don't get offended because I don't want to do the pronoun thing. It's too much to think about. Too much. Unless I could create my own pronouns, and I mean, we're already creating a new vocabulary and stuff. So whatever. I like to be called Batman, but whatever. Whatever.
Did you say
you call me Batman, and I'll call you whatever you want. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
No, and I don't want people to think I'm anti anything. I'm not anti anything. I'm for everybody. I want to make everybody feel good in their skin. I want everybody to feel good in their skin.
Yeah.
It's the saddest thing in the world because I seen people who look like the world is caving in on them, and it's just because they're a little different, and they shouldn't feel that way. People should not feel that way. Be happy with who you are, and don't let other people's judgments dictate your happiness.
Yes, Dad.
I mean, come on.
Before we get the day gets away from us, Madeleine Albright, the first woman to be U.S. Secretary of State, has died. She was 84, and the cause of death was cancer. And she was surrounded by family and friends.
I always find it curious. Like anybody over 80, when they say, "Oh, they died of this or they died of that," I think if you're over 80, you made it, right? It's like you died of natural causes. It's like did the cancer finally get to her at 84? I don't think so. I think she lived her life, and it was time.
She's related to Winston Churchill.
Oh, she was.
Mm-hmm. She had a badass assortment of pins. I'll tell you that. Brooches. I want to know who gonna get those.
What I remember from her? What I remember from her was and I forgot the kid's name. The Cuban kid.
Oh, Julian.
Who?
The Julian.
I don't know. I don't remember his name. Maybe Julian or something. I don't know.
Oh, Julian.
I have no idea. But I remember that whole story. You remember she was the Clintons' first secretary. What was the secretary or attorney general? She was attorney general?
No, she wasn't attorney general.
What was she?
Secretary of State.
Oh, Secretary of State. Well, anyway, so she was the one dealing with Cuba in the issue, and they sent that kid back and everything. I remember that being such a controversy and everything, and that's what I know her for. I wasn't into politics back then, but that's the only thing I remember about her.
Oh, well, then you missed a whole lot, because she was the ambassador to the United Nations in 1993 before she came Secretary of State, and she was the National Security Council under Carter from 1978 to 1981.
Oh,
so she's been the Secretary of State. She promoted the expansion of NATO eastward into the former Soviet bloc nations. And see, she's the one that started that stuff.
Wow, she's for real. That lady was for real.
She was dead serious about it, and she was she was the one that started the conversations around non-proliferation of nuclear weapons from the former Soviet republics. So she really was a badass, a trailblazer, luminary. I mean, she did a lot of stuff under, at a time when, they didn't want women in politics, and she was out here. Clinton said, "Nope, this is my girl. She got it." And she had it too. So she was really an impressive woman, quite impressive. And so she'll be sorely missed. We saw her, I think the last time we saw her live, she was at the funeral for John Lewis. That's the last time I saw her. She spoke at John Lewis's funeral, because they were the same age, and she was saying how they were the same age, and and how good of friends they were, because they didn't have a lot of people speak at his funeral, but she was one of them. And I thought she looked really great. She looked very different. I think she was going to, she was in cancer at that moment, but she looked really good. But I just want to know who's going to get all the brooches, because the brooches are really the thing that I'm most interested in. She had a really nice collection of pins and brooches. Not kidding. She always showed up in a brooch. You know how people have signature pieces?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I wish I had more to say about her. I don't really remember. But this morning, but before I was leaving the house, I tuned in. I think it was on Morning Joe, and they showed that Ukraine had hit one of the Russian ships on the sea.
Oh yeah,
that looked pretty impressive. Hey,
I think Russia's gonna have to pull out. They done knocked out 10% of their military.
I mean,
that's there, Harry. They done took it down 10%. So now, guy like Putin, he gonna get mad enough where he gonna use chemical weapons because he's losing, right? I mean, this is a loss by everybody's conversation. This is a loss for him. It's been a month. These people have been holding on for a month with very little food and water and all the things. It's been a month. So now, you know what? He's gonna be amped up and gotta want to kill these people wholesale with chemical weapons now because he's an asshole. It's not only been a month, but
after a month, the people who are starting to gain ground are the Ukrainians.
Yeah. Oh, and then not to mention 5 generals on the Russian side have been killed.
Yeah.
If you lose 5, there is no way the United States would send 5 generals into any battle.
That's what
anywhere
I was gonna say.
In this world.
What are they doing on the ground? Oh,
well, maybe they just everybody gets to be general. Do you know what I mean, Harry? Like maybe it's not the same. Like maybe it's not the same.
Is it participation?
The same hierarchy as ours.
A participation trophy. Everybody gets to be general.
Everybody's a general. You're a general. You're a general. You're a general. You're a general. I mean, maybe it's like that. Because I can't imagine that Joint Chief of Staff Austin, that's our guy, right? Austin, would send 5 generals anywhere, not let alone to a bar, but anywhere in the world to fight. You're like, what?
There's just no way, right? No way. Okay, we have people on the ground, but they're not with the battalion all the way over there. You know,
No,
it's insane. Why would you have
that's the
that?
whole point. You don't send the general. It's like
It's
sorry,
insane.
you don't send the coach in to play the team. No, the
Yeah.
coach sits over there and coaches. So he mad now. So he gonna use chemical weapons. That's his next thing. And then the world's gonna have to do something. If he starts that foolishness, because clearly there's no line in the sand, right, Harry? Because now he's just bombing indiscriminately, trying to tear up their cities and towns, like just ruining buildings and tearing stuff down, not caring about civilians. Even they took over the bus of civilians, this kind of stuff. They're gonna have to deal with him. He knows it too. He knows it.
If he uses chemical weapons, then
They gotta do something.
But then there's really no way he exists after this war.
Well, yeah, that's it.
So that's the line that he has to know. That because he's a monster. He's been a monster for years, and
I know.
And the world has said, okay, just as long as you are
just
in
at
that
the table,
corner,
we see you. As long as we see you at the table being a monster.
But now, if he uses chemical weapons, it's gonna be the
Harry,
line.
that's got to be the line.
Yeah.
It can't be no more conversation. You know what it has to be? A press conference saying he used chemical weapons. This is what we did. Not this is what we're gonna do. Oh, we used chemical weapons. This is what we're gonna do. We did it over at night, and Russia doesn't exist.
Well,
or some old mess like that.
The State Department yesterday, as Biden was flying to Europe, came out and said he's a war criminal. So, that's a big step.
Because you can't blow up civilian. You can't just blow up buildings, Harry, because you can. You just can't do that. There's rules to war.
But he's been doing it.
I know. And they've been like, all right. What should we do? Oh, he's got nuclear weapons. We don't want to start World War III. Listen, it's on and popping. He gonna force your hand.
It's scary though, Babz. I know
It is. I'm not
but
afraid.
I'm saying you're not gonna like this comparison. But yesterday I was listening to Lindsey Graham.
Oh God!
Sound just like Babz yesterday. You can't let this guy do this. And I'm not talking about Lindsey Graham was unhinged yesterday in the.
He was an asshole
he was unhinged.
Hearing.
I don't even know what that was about. I mean.
I don't think you know either. I think it was just performance theater, Harry.
Yeah, but that's
too much.
Like
he's performing for his base.
But does it at some point even his base has to go? What's wrong with you? That's too much. Even his base has to do that. But anyway, he was actually on Fox News last night talking just like Babz about the war. You can't let this monster go this way and that way, and the next thing is gonna be chemical weapons and everything. And
It is.
I'm like
he might be in agreement with me.
Yeah.
I'm not in agreement with him. He's in agreement with me.
Okay. But when both sides are agreeing, because like I said, I've been seeing Republicans and Democrats going to these shows together to make sure the country knows we're together on this Putin thing. So, and I think it's just they're doing this because we're gonna probably go in. And they want to make sure the country knows that we're together on this.
Yeah. You think that, Harry, but I'm not convinced that the Republicans are together on it. And I'm not convinced that they are. Not when they didn't vote for the package, and they're like whining about you got a package. Here's a package. Don't vote on the package, but yet you won the package. I don't understand that. So they can say, I think there's a few of them. That understands what is happening. You can't tell me that crazy women know what's happening, and the little slimy guy from what's his name?
You're taking those people who are on the fringe,
but they're the ones that are leading the party,
no,
Harry.
They're not.
Who's leading the party? Lindsey Graham?
You think Bo Bear, that crazy lady, is leading anything?
Harry, she gets a lot of.
She gets a lot of coverage because the media points the camera at her.
It's entertaining.
But she ain't leading nobody.
All right. Listen, if he uses chemical weapons, Harry, all I want the press conference to say, He used chemical weapons. This is what we did. That's it. I don't want it. We don't need no national discussion further. That's it.
Mushroom cloud, Babz. That's what you want.
And then we got to go deal with North Korea. Harry, it's gonna come.
No, he's just trying to get attention right now because he's like,
well, it's working.
He's like, you're paying attention to Russia. Watch me.
It's working. It's working. It's working.
Oh yeah.
It's working, Harry.
You got to give him a little attention.
Yeah,
but the thing is, right now,
kids, you know.
Yeah, right now it's Russia, Iran, and he hates being third right now. He's like, wait, what do I got to do? Do I got to blow something up?
I got to blow something up.
Yeah.
And Japan is like, do it one more time. You got one more time to fire something into our waters. One more time. I'm gonna give you one more time. I'm trying to be respectful of what's going on in the rest of the world, but Japan is like, we're not the ones to play.
No, but I hope Japan doesn't jump because he's just trying to get America's attention. Nothing's gonna land in Japan. I hope not.
It was close, Harry.
I hope not.
But Japan don't see that. They're like,
I know.
You're a little close.
I know. Somebody gonna say, well, but Harry said no, he's gonna land here, so just chill.
Like,
yeah, okay. No, anyway, we gotta go.
All right, I'll see you at 12 for pundits.
Woo! All right. And for the LoveBabz LoveTalk fans, we'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, we got a doctor on tomorrow because March is colorectal cancer month. So we got Dr. Laura coming on tomorrow, 10:15. I'll send you the deets.
All right, see you in a little bit. Thank you for listening to LoveBabz LoveTalk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.